Hello friends, my name's Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 28 and in today's episode we are going to be doing the one make race for the fantastical Dodge Neon, also known as the Neon Trophy. Now as normal we have standard and a racing style, so let's go and pick us up a Neon, modify it a bit, do the race, then come back, race, modify it, and you should know the drill after a couple of episodes. Anyway, I'm going to go with this Neon because it comes in some interesting colours. We're going to have a Neon, we're going to have a deep, I can't even say what that is. Either way, some of the Dodges come in that colour and it's a pretty interesting colour. I do actually kind of like the Neon RT with the racing stripes on it, but I decided to go with this one because it's a 4-door and I like 4 doors. So yeah, why not? Oh god, the Dodge Neon. Oh, this is a funny car to rip on. So, the Neon apparently wasn't actually all that bad. Like, the, people who've actually driven them and stuff say they're not actually that terrible. So I don't really know where the Neon quite got its reputation from. Again, I'm from England. We did have the Dodge Neon. They bought it over as the Chrysler Neon. Oh, you can only NA tune this. Interesting. So yeah, they had a they bought the Dodge Neon over here as the Chrysler Neon, 200 horsepower, and it didn't sell particularly well. I have seen one or two of them, mostly Gen 2s. I don't know if they sold the Gen 1 over here, but they didn't sell particularly well. Although most Chryslers do not sell particularly well. Anyways, as I said in the last episode, I will probably show this particular bit where I'm just upgrading the vehicles. I will probably show this for the first few episodes, and then I'll just end up cutting it out because it's not particularly interesting to watch. So yeah. Anyways, and that is it for the Neon, 234 horsepower overall. Let's head to the Neon Trophy and let's go to our first race, which is going to be on a random course. Okay, so here we are at the illustrious Rome Night, the track which you guys haven't seen since this episode in this LP. So Rome Night is a course that only really appears in license tests and in the arcade mode. Now, yeah, this track doesn't appear in any of the special events, it doesn't appear in any of the national events or anything like that. It's just a random course, and it's at night, which is pretty cool, because none of the, well, save for Special Stage Route 5, none of the other courses in this game are actually at night, so, yeah, it's kind of interesting that they throw this in here. You will probably see a bit of this, considering it likes to throw Rome Night at me every now and again. It's a completely different track, you'll notice, to the standard Rome course. It's a lot more complicated and complex. Admittedly, it's a pretty fun track to drive around. Like in the more powerful vehicles, it's a little bit meh because they haven't quite got the downforce. Oh, they haven't quite got the amount of turning grip and so on that you need. But as far as sort of these slower cars like this Neon, it's perfectly cool around Rome Night, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I do like this track, and as I said, you will in all likelihood see quite a bit of this track going forward. Anyways, we've almost completed a lap of this. Laps around here take around about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, depending on how quick a vehicle you've got. In a Neon is going to take about 2 minutes to get around here, but if you take one of these slightly faster vehicles, then you're looking at about 1.5 minute lap times roughly, which is reasonably long for this game. Not quite as long as Grand Valley Speedway, but it's still fairly long. I believe Grand Valley might be the longest track in this game, don't quote me on that. Oh, we just got a sub 2 minute lap time there. Alright, so the Neon is actually driving pretty well. I'm kind of surprised by this vehicle. I did want to use a Neon in this eventually because it's kind of an elusive vehicle these days. The only really time you see this show up in racing games is the SRT4, which is a 2nd gen Neon. Not a huge fan of 2nd gen Neons, but this 1st gen, I actually do not mind the 1st gen Neon particularly. From the front it looks very, very odd, and from the back it's a little bit meh, but it's not bad. Also, note that this is the Neon ACR. So the ACR Viper, this is got the same name as you. Yeah, not quite the same vehicles. Although I assume there are definitely some bits shared between the Neon and the Viper. Both were made at roughly the same time, and both were made by Dodge, and Dodge is kind of known for reusing certain components of their vehicles. Still, if anyone could tell me in the comments why the Neon is sort of so slated, I would be actually kind of interested to hear about why this vehicle is such a bit of a joke these days, because it's never really made sense to me. I mean, it's always seemed like a relatively decent vehicle, unless it's kind of like the Scion XB, where they sort of tried to push this on teenagers and they were a bit like, yeah. But yeah, the Neon is a bit of a joke. I mean, in America, this making fun of the Neon is probably like, there's probably about the same amount of Prius jokes as there are jokes about Neons. Either way, I'm coming under attack by a Neon RT, but luckily he's understeered straight into a wall, so it's fine. So there we go, we are across the line in the Neon RT at Rome Night for the first time in this Let's Play, which is kind of cool. Either way, everyone was in RTs apparently, apart from the two ACRs, which are the cheaper ones. The 4-door ones, yeah, they all won apparently, so yeah, that's something. Anyways, we get 5,000 credits, and yeah, anyways, I will see you when we're race modding the Neon. Okay, it is time to racing modify our Dodge Neon, and well, the race modification for the Neon is, well, Neon. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, apparently it turns it into a 3-door. I'd never even noticed that. I thought it would have kept it as a 4-door. Anyways, we're going to go for that one because I kind of like colours, even if it's a little bit offensive to look at, admittedly. So there we go, racing modified and Neon. I'm sure this is probably the only time anyone actually race modified Neons on Gran Turismo 2. Anyway, let's head off to a random course. Oh hey, look, we're on the other version of Rome in this game now, in our Dodge Neons, and basically all of them are the same colour. Okay. Anyways, the thing about this turning it into a 3-door is I know... Oh, we're on the reverse Rome circuit as well. It mixes the reverse ones in as well, which is kind of... Oh. So yeah, I actually cannot tell the difference between the standard Neon ACRs and the RTs. I'm assuming we won't find out until the end. Maybe they have slightly different rims on them, but I honestly don't particularly know because I'm not a Neon expert. Anyways, we passed all the different coloured Neons, so now let's join our... what colour is this? Is it like Cayenne or something? I don't know. Anyways, or Cyan, I don't know. Even that's one of them colour names where no matter how you pronounce it, someone's going to say you're pronouncing it wrong. So yeah, I don't really care. I used to my God, what do you call them? Avatar on Halo used to be this colour. I really like this actual sort of blues and the lime greens and stuff. When it comes to the race modifying and the one-mate races, you will definitely find that out, that I like the more extravagant colours, shall we say. Anyways, Neon Race Modified is not doing too bad. A little bit understeery, but it's a front-wheel drive car with a relatively decent amount of power in it. So that's kind of what you'd expect, I guess. Either way, let's just look behind us and see what's going on. Oh god, through there. A little bit, that corner kind of crept up on me a bit. I was not expecting that there. So it turns out the Neon sets a kind of similar pace around this track as it did around Rome Night, which is kind of interesting. I always thought Rome Night was quite a lot bigger than the standard Rome, but there you go. Apparently it's not all that much bigger. Alright, let's turn into there. He's onto the throttle a little bit weird to drive. The front wheel drive cars, you've sort of got ease off and on. To be fair, they're nowhere near as bad as the rally cars I've had to deal with recently though, so I will take it. I will definitely take it. Alright, there we go. Nice enough through there. Onto the brakes. A little bit earlier. But the Neon kind of copes with it. Pretty decent handling car, actually, this one. The Neon really isn't too bad in GT2, apparently, which is something I wasn't particularly expecting to say. Like, I know these are relatively decent handling vehicles, but yeah, it's actually kind of surprising me just how good it actually is. I don't actually remember it being anything spectacular. And I mean, it's not really, like, it's nothing you're gonna remember or anything like that, but it's definitely not a bad handling little car, to say the least, and it's pretty cheap as well. I mean, it's 14,000 credits for the Neon ACR, and I think it's 15 for the AC, or the other one, the RT model, which is pretty decent going. I mean, 15 grand, even on the used car market. I mean, that only buys you like a 93 Impreza. Actually, 93 Impreza is probably a lot quicker than this is. But if you count used cars out, I mean, it's still not that much money, which is pretty cool. Anyways, apparently every single one of those was an ACR apart from one RT, which was behind time. So there we go, a bit of a change from Rome Night. Anyways, that is it for the Neon one make races. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so there we go. As you can clearly see there, the Neon Trophy is finished. Both race and racing style events have been completed. Anyways, friends, that is it for today's episode of the Gran Turismo 2 Let's Play. Next time, we're heading over to Ford to start their automate races. So anyways, as always, thank you all very much for watching. My name's been The Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.